After starting multiple faceless YouTube Shorts channels, I've learned the exact editing that makes a YouTube Short go viral. Today I'm going to give you guys my best editing tips for YouTube Shorts and how you can go viral as well. Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Halls. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over in 10 minutes 10 different tips I have for you guys to make your YouTube Shorts the best and you can go viral. Who am I to even tell you this? If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Halls. I build and scale these faceless YouTube Shorts channels, which by the way, we just started one as an experiment on the channel. I'm making this new channel to show you guys that it's still possible, and it's actually doing pretty good right now. It's blowing up again. We already had our first peak and it's blowing up again. If you guys haven't watched the episodes of me starting this channel and scaling it, go ahead. But that's not even the point. That's just to show you guys a little bit of the proof of what I do and stuff like that. But this video is super good because I'm going to break down literally every tip I use basically for my YouTube Shorts, and how you guys can make your YouTube Shorts better. It's not only for beginners, it's not only for people who are already good at YouTube Shorts, it's literally for everyone. Because you guys seem to really love these editing videos, which is why I'm making basically another remix version of it. This one's kind of different, but yeah, let's get into the tips. Before we get into the video though, if you guys want a free Discord, I have one down below. And for those who ask me if I have a one-on-one mentorship type thing, Halls Academy is down below. Learn everything that I know, weekly calls, groups, and everything like that. So yeah, let's get into the video now. Let's actually head to CapCut. Now, if you're still struggling to grow your channel, let alone make good content, I have the perfect AI tool for you, Nexus Clips. With Nexus Clips, you'll be able to take any long form video into a short form video using AI. Whether you don't know how to edit or just don't have the time, nexusclips.com will take care of all of that for you. All you have to do is upload the long form video that you want to use and tell the AI what parts of that video you want to focus on. You're going to save yourself tons of time because the AI will just automatically make a short video for you. And the best part is that you can customize your colors, the subtitles, the watermark, everything is done for you. So all you have to do is upload your long form video. It will make a viral short form video for you, and you can just choose the subtitles you want, the titles you want, and the watermark. So if you're tired of spending hours editing a short, you can hop on nexusclips.com before it's too late. The link will be down in the description, and you can use the code HALLS for 10% off. Alright, so like I said, in 10 minutes, I'm basically going to break down different tips to make your YouTube Shorts better. Starting off with number one is hook creation. You got to make sure the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video. By the way, this is a short for one of my random channels, but I think it's a pretty good example, and we're going to be breaking everything down. Hook creation, basically for the first 2 to 5 seconds of your video, you have to have a strong hook, and I'm going to show you guys an example with this one. This is a video of this Marine at an airsoft match, and these kids like shoot at him and start going crazy. So my hook, and what most people do on shorts, is you have to start off with the best scene. So for example, this scene right here automatically starts with when the kids shoot at the Marine. So in the first 5 seconds, I'm automatically creating interest in the video, and then people start watching. And then right here is when the voiceover starts. To test a Marine. So people are just going to keep watching to find out what happened here, which later on it's actually at the end of the video. So as you can see, this is the same part, but I used it for my hook because I wanted to get people hooked. Because if I just started here where it says this Marine, some people will stay, but a lot of people will just click off because they didn't get any interest. But when they see that this is like a crazy moment, like they all automatically, you guys get what I mean. I'm yapping too much, but have a strong hook in the first 2 to 5 seconds of your video. Sometimes you can go viral without having a hook like this, but most of the time you have to use a strong hook like this, and it just helps with your swipe rate. VVSA is view versus swipe away, which means how many people stayed in the first 3 seconds, I think it is, and how many people swiped away. So you definitely want to have most people staying for the first 3 seconds. That way your metrics are better, and then your video can actually go viral. All right, moving on to number 2, we have intro effect. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to make like this little cool intro effect. So to not have your intro like just plain like this, what you can do is click on your first clip, go to animation, and then use either it's Zoom 2. Use Zoom 2. This is the one I use, so I'm gonna be giving you guys the stuff that I use. Zoom 2, and then you want to add a whoosh sound effect, which you can get it from YouTube. It's just a little whoosh. Should have it somewhere here, and it's just a little cool intro opening. What I like to do is go to animation and then do the 0.3. I don't have this at 0.5. I do 0.3, so it's a little bit faster, as you can see. just like that. And since this video has an arrow in the beginning, I can just leave it like this just to have this little opening, but usually I do this plus a whoosh. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. All right, here I have a little whoosh sound effect. I got this from YouTube. You want to add it in the beginning, so then you can hear this sound effect plus the opening. That's a pretty cool little tip, and it just makes the video opening look so much better. A lot of trendy and viral YouTube channels do this. I have some channels that I always do this on every video, just have this little clean opening. And I know when I started, I didn't even think of these things, so that's why I'm trying to share like these tips with you guys. But that will be the second tip. Have a nice little opening with a sound effect. With YouTube Shorts, your best friend in editing is going to be visuals and sound effects. Like if you learn how to pair visuals and sound effects together, you're going to make some killer shorts. So that's basically all you need. Tip number 3 is a very underrated tip, and this is adjusting your video like filters, not filters, I don't know what to call it, but what you want to do is click on your click on any video, go up here where it says adjust, and then scroll down, and then you'll see that right here you can play with like the exposure, the contrast, the highlights of your video and stuff like that. I use something very simple, but let me show you guys. Like it's such a small difference, but let me show you guys without effects, and then I'm gonna show you guys how it looks when I add the effects. And this, I just do it to every one of my shorts just to make them look cleaner, a little bit more sharp and stuff like that. It's very subtle, but it makes a cool difference. So for example, this is how this video looks without any filters, and I don't add as much. Like I used to add more, but I think this is cool. I do -2 exposure, I do +2 contrast, and then I do +5 sharpen. So you guys are probably not even going to be able to tell a difference here, but when you see it without and with, you just see a little subtle difference, and it just makes the videos look cleaner and higher quality. So if your clip you feel like is not as good quality as you want it to be, then you can do this. Obviously you don't have to use my settings, this is just what I use, but you can play with, like, for example, the saturation. For example, saturation is good because it makes your videos like look brighter and stuff. So as you can see, it already looks cooler. And then you just click apply to all and make sure. Right now it's not gonna let me because I have some tracking on, but it should apply to all of them, and then you'll have look at how it looks without and then with. Like it looks like a high quality clip, you know what I mean? So that's a pretty good tip that a lot of people don't add as well. And I can tell you guys that I've been doing this for all of my viral shorts, so it does work. Number 4 is watermark creation. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a watermark. I did this in like my first ever editing vid that I showed you guys. All you want to do is go up here where it says to text, drag your text down, put it make sure it's not with your captions, and then drag it all the way to the end of your video. And then you want to do your @ plus whatever your channel name is. So for this channel, I'm not going to expose this channel name, but I'm just going to do like let's just do Halls Military or something, right? Halls Military. If this was my channel I use a 8 font, I believe. Yeah, an 8. So I want it to be small. I don't want it to be all over the place. I do all caps and an italic. And then you can play around with your preset style and stuff like that, like how your font looks and stuff. The font I use is Montserrat. I've been using it for like a long time now, and it hasn't failed me. And as you can see, that looks pretty cool. Like it's a cool watermark, but you don't want it like that, like all over the place. You can leave it like that, but it doesn't have to be like. Let me show you guys how I do it. I go, where is it at? I go to where it says opacity right here, and then I just turn the opacity down. That way it's see-through, and you have a cool little see-through watermark. I think I'm gonna turn this like to like a 7 size or a 6. There you go. As you can see, it's a small little watermark, but you get to protect your videos so people don't just steal your content. I do use watermark on just some of my channels, not all of them. I have some channels where I don't use them just because I don't feel the need to, and I like having like no watermark. But most channels do use watermark, and if you were wondering how they were made, well, that's literally it. And as you can see now, your videos look more professional, which is a tip I always give you guys. Make sure your videos look professional and they don't look like they're made by a 5-year-old, because people are going to want to watch videos that actually look like there was effort into them and they actually have like a meaning. Because think about it, you don't really watch something when you think that the person that made it doesn't know like what they're doing. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but that's why most channels, they have branding around their channel, which I always talk about. Make sure your channel has an actual branding, and it seems like your channel's ran by different people and not just one person, if that makes sense. Make it seem like a production almost. Then is the actual voiceover chopping. So what I mean by this is Sometimes when you download your voiceovers from 11 Labs, which if you guys want to know how to do the voiceover and stuff, my last editing video has that. But right now we're just talking about the tips. So when you have your voiceover, sometimes, let me show you guys the example. I should have actually duplicated this because I don't want to mess up this file. But sometimes your voiceovers, I'm just going to duplicate this real quick. All right. So sometimes your voiceovers, you're going to notice that they have like spaces in between them. Like as you can see, this little space. I always get rid of the dead spaces. So I chop up my voiceover and I always get rid of the dead spaces. You see right here, boom. So I'll do this, I'll cut it here. And even if it's just a little bit, but sometimes your 11 Labs will glitch and it'll give you like voiceovers with bigger dead spots and it just sounds so bad. Like I've seen YouTube Shorts channels where their commentary, but their voiceover is like, this is how, for example, with this video, this is how this Marine got shot by these little kids. And then it's just like a second and a half of dead space and then the voiceover continues. You want to make sure that your voiceover is like, it flows well and it seems professional. Again, going back to my last tip, and as you can see, that's why, let me let you guys hear my voiceover.
These kids tried to test a Marine, then opened fire on his friend and immediately realized they messed up badly.
As you can see, sounds clean, flows well, it doesn't stop randomly, stuff like that. So yeah, that's my next tip. It's just a little tip. Also with the voiceover, I always make this -1, just because sometimes the voiceover is screaming way too much and I don't want it to be like screaming. So that's another tip I can give you guys. Next we have captions. This is a very important one because your captions are basically all up on the video, so you want to make sure they look good. 2 tips I have for you guys is don't use these types of templates. Like where's it at? There's some templates that I would definitely stay away from, but like these templates, for example, this one's not like super bad, but I would stay away from these templates that like there has to be a better example. Let me show you guys. Like this, like stay away from these. I would suggest you guys to do 1-word captions like these. Where's that? Like these, as you can see, it's literally only 1 word per. Literally, like the voiceover is talking and it's always 1 word on the screen. Or you can use sentence caption templates, which is like a sentence but it looks clean and simple. Like you'll notice there's no viral YouTube Shorts channels using these. Like these types of stay away, because stay away from them. I can't even talk. They look like they're made from AI, so stay away from these types of caption templates. I always recommend 1 word or 1 sentence, which let me find a good example. Well, it wouldn't be like 1 sentence, but it's like multi-word captions, I guess you can call them, like something like this. Obviously I would change the font, but this is cool. You see, this is cool. So either do something like this or just 1 word. Don't do those like ladder type captions. Like I'm not telling you to not do it, but I wouldn't recommend them, like just because it's not my taste and I really haven't seen anyone else that's going viral using them. There might be some, don't get me wrong. But if you want like to go for something safer, cleaner, and better for the viewer, do something like this and like the one I told you guys before. You can also go click on your captions and then go to the effects, and you can try one in here, which in last video I showed you guys one that I've been using. Wait, it's not here. Sorry, it's in where's it at? All right, right here. Go to animations and captions, and then there's really good ones here. I showed you guys one that I used for another one of my channels, so that's pretty cool. All right, next we got transitions. Transitions are super important with YouTube Shorts. As you can see, I added one here. So I'm going to show you guys 3 different animations that I use. Number 1 is, let me show you guys because I have them saved. These are the 3 animations I used. A pull-in with a whoosh sound effect, a glare with a shutter click, and then a glitch with a glitch sound effect, obviously. So just go to the transitions, pick one of these. These are my personal ones, so you guys are safe to use these. I put it here. I do 0.3. Well, actually that depends. I think I just leave them at 0.5. So for example, this glare right here, I always use a shutter click, which sounds like, let me try to find it. All right, here's the shutter click, and it sounds a little bit like this. And as you can see, it's very good to like change scene and stuff like that. But transitions are super good because you have to keep in mind that YouTube Shorts are short for a reason. They're short form content to just keep people scrolling and watching. So you want to make sure that you're having consistent transitions, like good effects. And for example, here, when the voiceover stops, I added a little click plus a glare transition, which was this one right here. You can use a pull-in with the whoosh, basically like the opening animation, the whoosh with the pull-in, and then a glitch with the glitch, which I use it not like so much. This one is more like once in every 3 videos or something. But keep it different, keep it clean, use your transitions. They're actually very good. Like, they're a very good edit, like, because they don't look like unprofessional, and they add so much like flowness to a video. I don't know how to explain it, but as you can see, it just boom, and they're easy to add. They look professional. All right, I probably already passed the 10-minute mark, but let's keep going. The zoom in effects, this is actually a very cool one, and a lot of people don't know how to do this. Basically, what I mean by zoom in effect is if you want your video to zoom in gradually, because a lot of people don't know how to do this, you probably only know how to use like the pull-in and stuff like that. But if you want, for example, this clip right here to zoom into the guy getting punched or whatever, click on your clip, go to the first frame that you want to actually start the zoom in from, go to video, go to transform right here, and then click on add keyframe next to transform. And then you want to go to where you want it to end. So in this case, I want it to end where the guy stops punching him, for example here. You want to zoom it in. So for example, I'm going to zoom it in like to them fighting, boom. And then you want to click on add keyframe again, and basically what this is going to do is, as you can see, it zooms in just like that. Clean edit. It's a very good like way to zoom in on stuff without having that like fast zooming. You can do it with long clips as well, so I can do it from basically the beginning of this clip all the way to the end if I wanted to, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's just a little simple tip. Pretty self-explanatory. It's just a quick zoom in, and you can use this with images as well. So images aren't like just the image. You can actually have some sort of like movement on them. But yeah, that would be the zoom in tip or whatever. Then we have the stickers. So I'm gonna call these visuals, but this is basically the arrows and the circles. I use either an arrow or a circle, but I'm gonna show you guys how to actually do tracking with these. So for example, if I wanted to track this Marine, all right, so when you have an arrow, like it looks good just like this, but as you can see, it looks unprofessional because the arrow is just kind of like sitting still. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually make the arrow follow what you're trying to follow. So what you want to do is just go to make sure you have your arrow on the scenes you want it to be. So like zoom it out. I can't even talk this video. You want to click on your arrow, go to tracking, go to motion tracking. Then you want to actually use this to put it to who you want to actually track. So for example, I want to track this Marine, sorry. And then boom, as you can see, it tracks him. It doesn't look pretty good because I didn't like stick it right to his head, but as you can see, it's following him. That's what I want to get to. And another tip for this is you can use the zoom in effect with this. So to make your stickers look even cleaner, if you wanted to, you can do the transform little trick I showed you guys. So add keyframe in the beginning, and then go to like the last one right here. And then for example, if I wanted to do like a little half circle, I'll just move it here. And then what it should do is it should do like a little cool little round effect like around his head. It's not gonna work super well because it's super slow, but if I made it faster, for example, let me see. This video is turning into a live editing session, bro. Then I'm gonna put it here. This should, so you can see it's way faster now. So you can like do like little cool effects, and it just looks so much more professional. So I would recommend you guys using that and making your stickers and your arrows actually tracking what you want it to track. Move them around. Like I said, you don't want your viewers to just stay bored when they're watching your video. So make sure you have consistent edits, consistent transitions, consistent stickers, tracking and stuff like that. And then the last tip, so I think we actually finished this before the 10 minutes. The last tip is an instant cutoff. I always talk about this. So when you're making a short, obviously the first 3 to 5 seconds you want to have your hook. So you want to have something that's impactful or whatever, and you want it to be interesting so people stay. For your hook, it's quite literally the exact opposite. Not necessarily to put something boring, but I mean that you just don't have to have anything. So for your drop off, you want to make sure you cut off your stuff right after the climax happens, because here this guy basically hits this is like the end. The zoom in is making this look bad, but as you can see, this is the end, and right here I just cut it off. Like, I instantly just cut it off after the climax, because what happens is, for example, if I left this for another 5 to 10 seconds, people already watched the climax. This is like dead footage, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure people are waiting for the climax. So people in this video are going to stay to watch the fight. So right after the fight, you want to cut it off instantly. You don't want to let people stay on your video. I mean, watch dead footage, because they're going to click off. And if someone clicked off right here at the end and I had 5 to 10 seconds more, that would mean my AVD would be lower, which is the average view duration, and we don't want that. We want the average view duration to be as high as possible. So yeah, this is one that I always use for all of my channels. I always do the instant cutoff at the end of my videos after something interesting happens. That way you don't have dead footage and people click off before the video actually ends. And even if you use this method, even sometimes people accidentally watch the video more than one time because they didn't even realize the video ended, because you just like randomly cut it off when they didn't expect it and they watched the full video. But yeah, these are my tips for editing. I hope these tips were good. I might make a part 2 of this and add like another 10 tips, but let me know if I missed anything. I probably did, but these are like the most important tips that you guys can use for your YouTube shorts. So yeah, I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.